What's up, guys? Matt Brown here for playpicks.com and lines.com. Going to talk to you about this Sunday night football game between the Bears and the Rams. While you're here, please subscribe to the page, like this video, and let us know in the comments how you plan on playing this game. Going to try something new this week, guys, and do a short video. I know I do these 15, 20-minute videos breaking down these games. Some people say I'm talking too much, so I'm going to try to do something short this week. And let me know in the comments whether you like the longer breakdowns of the game or whether you just like me to get right to the point here. If you want to read along, of course, we have full written breakdowns over at the lines and at PlayPicks. Over at the lines, just go to NFL, SNF, you'll get it there. And of course at PlayPicks, you can find the Sunday night breakdown as well. Again, everything is free over there, so be sure and take a look at those as we go. We'll go ahead and take a look at the lines real quick. We can see here at DraftKings, we're looking at the Bears catching 6 points on the road at the Rams. Total of 40 in this one, 230 on the money line. You can see that we have this little handy dandy odds thing so we can compare across the books over there in Pennsylvania, New Jersey and whatnot. And looks like 6 is the prevailing number that we've got going on right now here. Bears 4-5 on the season. The Rams are 5-4 on the season. Bears 3-6 against the spread. Rams 6-3 against the spread, actually, whenever we kind of take a look at how this is going to all break down here. On the Bears side, as far as injuries go, they're going to be without both of their tight ends. Trey Burton actually getting put on IR. Adam Sheehan going to be out as well. Danny Trevathan is going to be out as well for the Bears. On the Rams side of the ball, Gerald Everett and Tyler Higbee are both questionable. I think they're on the good side of questionable, but I'm no doctor. But it looks like that they will be playing in this game. If you want to read along, I'll continue to scroll a little bit here. All right, let's talk about just the Bears in general as opposed to breaking down, offense, defense, whatever. We'll just do this all in one fell swoop here. Chicago Bears, 18 points per game. They allow 17 points per game. On the offensive side, they're averaging 282.3 yards per game. That comes by way of 201 yards passing, 80 yards rushing. On the defensive side of the ball for the Bears, giving up 347 yards a game. That comes by way of 253 passing and 94 rush yards given up by this Bears defense. On the Rams side of the ball, they are averaging 25.1 points per game. They are giving up 21.2 points per game. They're averaging 388.8 total yards per game, and it doesn't seem like that because this Rams team doesn't seem like this offense has been really clicking so far this year, but 388.8 yards per game, that comes by way of 292.6 yards passing, 96 yards rushing. On the defensive side of the ball, they are giving up 349.4 yards per game. That comes by way of 258.7 passing, 90.8 whenever we are looking at how they are getting on the rushing side of things. If you look at these defensive teams and how they just break down in total, the Rams are actually the number 4 overall DVOA defense in the league this year, 16th best against the pass and 3rd best against the rush DVOA. Right behind them, the Chicago Bears, 5th best defense overall in the according to DVOA, 7th best against the pass, 12th best against the rush. So you can see both of these teams right up there whenever it comes to overall defense in the league. So one of the things that we're definitely monitoring. And if we look at Pro Football Focus, and we trust those guys as well, these guys are doing more work than anybody else out there. The Rams, the number 4 overall defense according to Pro Football Focus, and the Bears down at number 12, but still, upper 3rd of the league for these two teams, and of course upper 5 for the Rams when it comes down to it. Both teams with pretty good coverage grades. Rams coming in at 6th and the Bears coming in at 13th. So every one of these defensive stats kind of in the upper part of the league so far this year. And so that's kind of a pretty interesting interesting whenever we take a look at it. Really where the Rams struggle the most is pass blocking. We've seen that with Jared Goff a ton this year, way down at number 30th in the league, according to Pro Football Focus. And that is probably not a great thing whenever you kind of take a look over at the Bears as well, because whenever we look at the pass rushing grades, according to Pro Football Focus, the Bears up in the top 3rd of the league from that standpoint as well. Number 7 actually overall. So a top 7 pass rush in the league here. All right, guys, we'll cut straight to the chase here as opposed to dragging things out. And let's just take a look at the total points here. If you want to play the over or the under in this thing, I mean, I think the over comes by way of, I think this is pretty simple, right? The Bears are going to have to do their part. We know that they have a very, very poor offense. And Mitchell Trubisky is going to have to be able to score on this Rams defense that, as I just mentioned, much better than it actually seems on the surface. So this Rams team is a much better defense than it really kind of seems. And I was a little shocked to see how highly they ranked in all the categories as well. If you're looking at an under here, I think this is pretty simple, right? The defenses prevail. You have a Bears defense top 10 in just about every category, a Rams defense top 10 in just about every single category, and 2 weak quarterbacks. You look at Mitchell Trubisky, who's struggled all year long, and then you look at Jared Goff, who has been absolutely horrible under pressure. And that is an easy way to get to an under here because these guys just can't get anything going whatsoever on the offensive side of the ball. The spread here, we'll take a look at a couple of player props here first. One of the ones that I thought was a little bit interesting was when we were kind of looking here at the total passing yards here. You can see Jared Goff way up at 260 and a half. I understand that this is, this is a team that's been averaging over 290 yards a game passing, but this Bears defense is a little bit different here. I do shade a little bit to the under in this, but nothing that's in my account currently as we sit right now. That said, I do look over here, and if Gerald Everett is a go, one of the few matchup wins that the Rams have here over the Bears defense is the fact that the tight end should be able to find some success against this Bears defense, who, if there is anything that you can pick on, it is the little short over the middle intermediate stuff. So looking here, 33.5 yards would lean a little bit to the over there on Gerald Everett. Hopefully you would think that Jared Goff would be able to find him. Of course, he downed a target in Brandon Cooks, who's been out for a long time with those concussion issues. So Allen Robinson might be looking at the under here. He's going to get the shadow treatment from Jalen Ramsey. So probably looking at the under totals on Allen Robinson in this game. As far as the game lines go, this is a half point off of where I got it. I did play a very small bet on the Bears at +6.5 here. We saw what happens when Jared Goff faces a ton of pressure, and I believe that the Bears are going to do much of the same here and get after him a ton, make him have to make decisions, and make him have to try to get the ball out of his hands quickly and things. And we saw that just did not work and has not worked for this team really at all. We'll say it was a small unit play here because I'm just not a guy who really wants to get in full bore here backing Mitchell Trubisky. So anyway, not a ton of action on this one here. I do have a small play on Bears at 6.5. Maybe it gets back to 6.5 for you. I don't really know. Not a huge difference, obviously, in the 6 and 6.5, just a little bit less of push equity here. On the total, I do weirdly lean to the under here in a 40 total game. I know that sounds crazy with the Rams that are playing here, but two quarterbacks, two offenses, I feel are going to struggle against two pretty good defenses in this thing. But not a game I was really rushing to the window to bet this week. If you want to read the full breakdowns here, guys, of course, be sure and take a look over at Eston's breakdown here on Play Picks. And of course, you can head over to the lines and get a free rundown of the game as well. And of course, all of these sportsbook offers if you plan on playing at any of the legal markets. Be sure and take advantage of all the offers that we have because they are the best in the industry for sure. Please subscribe to this video. Please like this video and let me know in the comments if there's something I'm missing. If you have a deadlock on this play, please do let us know and let me know how you like this shorter format as well. Appreciate it, guys. And we'll be back for Monday Night Football.